Hi friends. All right, I've done a couple of shorts showing my system or my process for how I make my jewelry. I've been making floral resin jewelry for it'll be almost a year this fall. And I sell locally here in Kansas City at a few shops, and I do some craft fairs, but I love making stuff, and I thought people ask how I do it, and so I thought I would show you how. So a lot of my products, honestly, I get it either Amazon or Michael's because you can buy in bulk, and so that's where I get a lot of my bezels. The tape I got on Amazon. It's special for resin. I bought another brand, I don't remember the name of it, and it would stick to my resin every time. So I switched to brands. The roll looks like this. I don't know the name of it. I took the thing off. It lasts a really, really long time, but it's not that expensive. And I learned how to do this by watching YouTube videos. I made a lot of jewelry in high school, and I like making things, and I thought I would give it a go again, but this time a little bit different. So anyway, I line up my bezels like this, and hearts, you have to invert them so they mirror each other. And then once I get all of these down, I will show you what we will put in them. I usually kind of have an idea when I start what I want to make, but I'm never quite sure until I do it. So it's always a bit of a surprise. I use a tongue depressor, and I push all of these down so they don't leak. I use UV resin. The kind I use, I'm not promoting it or anything. I don't get paid to promote it, but it's a good brand. It's called Let's Resin, and I bought it it's the clear hard type. It has no odor, and I buy it on Amazon. The 2-part resin has a really, really strong odor, and you need to use a respirator for that. I have that. I don't use it a lot because it's really stinky. So unless I'm doing coasters or candles, holders, or something really big, I usually don't use it. I do more jewelry stuff for my what I sell. So anyway, all right, well, I've got those down, and then I already poured a cup of resin in just a little, I just buy these in bulk, the medication the medication 30 milliliter holders, and then I break these tongue depressors in half. You can make them last longer. But what I do is this is tedious, but I put a little resin in, and then I push it around. I'm sorry, this ice maker is so loud. I'm working in the kitchen, and the ice machine went off. I don't know why. I have a craft room downstairs, and my husband is putting in some cabinets, and right now they're sitting in the middle of the room, so I can't really work down there right now. So I've been doing everything up here, and it's taking over the kitchen table. But I have a little storage on the side, and that's where with drawers, it's where I keep all my stuff, so I can move it once everybody's home in the evening for dinner. Yeah, this is just very tedious. You have to not overfill because I either will put some flowers in or herbs or whatever, and depending on the color or what I want to do, I sometimes will cover it with a different color resin on the back side. And if you fill it too much, it will roll over the sides when you try and fill it later with another color. So you just need to put in enough so that it coats the bottom. And then when this is done, we go through with a toothpick and pick out the bubbles. And then we hit it with like a little butane lighter, and that usually does the trick. So my, excuse me, the flowers I use, I bought some dried, when I first started, I bought dried flowers on Amazon just because that's where I could buy them in bulk. But I garden, and so I've been able to start collecting petals and herbs and leaves and different things and pressing and drying them. And so that's what we're going to use today, is stuff that I've grown in the backyard or that we've found camping. I found, to be honest, a couple of interesting wildflowers, and my husband says they're weeds, but they're flowers. So I pick them when we go camping and press them, and I put them in here as well. So we will look at what we have here in just a second, but this takes definitely some patience to do. But yeah, I just learned how to do this by watching videos on YouTube, and it's helped quite a bit. And I've gotten different tips from people, but I haven't copied anyone. I kind of have my own ideas with things, but seeing how people do their process and what works and what doesn't has helped. But you will figure that out too as you go on and do this. It's kind of trial and error. So, and then this cup I put on the side, and then you have to make sure when you put the light on it, to set your flowers and leaves, that you hide your resin, or it will, the resin you have in the cup, or it will harden. And I've forgotten to do that a couple of times, and then it's wasted. So you learn as you go, but I usually just hide it. I don't know what everyone else does for bubbles. I usually go through with a toothpick and pick out the corners and bring them into the middle. And you have to get them kind of to the top of the surface, and then you hit it with the butane lighter, and it usually pops all of them. Sometimes you have to go through 2 or 3 times to get everything, but you've got to do this part. I still have sometimes where I put flowers and petals in, and I get a few bubbles pop up in those, and sometimes it still looks okay, but if you have them stuck in the corners, it does not look good. So you have to take the time. And if you're in your 40s like me, you probably need reading glasses, which is what I have to use, so I can see these tiny bubbles. But you'll see when we hold these up when we're done, and I'll put another video on after this that shows the finished product, but you'll see if you get all these bubbles out how clear it is, and how pretty it looks. All right, this is the last one. All right, let's hit it with the torch and see. Get most of them. Couple here. Sometimes you could pick them out with the end of your toothpick. Come on. All right, let's hit it one more time. See one little one I missed right here. Okay, we got that done. All right, so what I might do is I saved some of my peony leaves. They've pressed in kind of an interesting design because I pressed them in my napkins and they have this design on them. You want to make sure, see, I don't know if you can kind of see that. When you press these, and I know they have different things, machines you can buy for this, but I just press them and put them in big books and I let them sit for, about 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. If you put them in, what I've learned, you put them in and they're wet, they will get moldy. So make sure they're dry. So if you go out and you pick flowers in your garden, make sure you pick them before you water or they will not work. So I have this little hole punch with a flower shape and I've been making a few where you see you put that in and then you punch it out and some of them rip. They're very delicate. That didn't work either. Poo. Nope. Ooh, these are... Ooh, that one worked. Okay, we got 2. So we'll do one here and one there. And then make sure that's right. That ripped. Man, that's delicate. Nope, that ripped too. Okay. Well, we can use the ripped ones. See that one? It doesn't have one of the sides. Let's see if we can camouflage it a little bit with some other things. There, something like that will work. Hey, that worked nice. I think. Stick. There, how about that? Woohoo! All right, there's 2 done. I've been making a bunch with basil. I've clipped some basil from my garden. And what I do, if you can see this, I just clip it and I cut it so that I don't want to do it over the resin or it will get stuck in it. So for these bigger ones, I just set it right in there, just like that. And then we take another one, about the same size, and you do it again. There. They make kind of interesting conversation pieces if you're wearing jewelry and someone says they like it and you say, yes, it's basil. from this lady's garden. But it's something a little bit different, and then it saves you some money as well if you can do your own. I'm gonna do a few more of these basil ones. I'm not putting this on the camera because if I clip them over my pieces, they'll fall in, and I don't want them to fall in. So I will show you here in a second what it is I'm doing. Okay. So we'll do these two. Where'd my second one go? Darn. Just had two. Oh, there it is. It's on my table. There we go. All right. That's those. And then I have some really pretty marigold. There they are. Marigold petals that I dried. And again, I don't have a dehydrator or a flower dryer outer. I literally just put everything in a napkin like this, and I label when I pressed it, if I remember to do that part. And then I have all of these lovely things, and I have the petals, and I also pulled out some seeds out of some that hadn't sprouted yet, because those are actually, I'll show you, but these seeds are actually very pretty. Whoop. In earrings. See that right there? And then we'll do another one. I probably need to do a couple. Do two in there. And then I'll have to do two next to it. Whoop. I keep dropping this. I'm doing this off to the side. And all I'm doing is trimming these seeds down so that they fit into that bezel. And you want to make sure when you're doing these, like these are a pair, these two. If you have a taller one and a shorter one, you want to make sure that they mirror each other, and that they're the same. So I put the taller ones on the outside or on the same side. That way when they're hanging in your ear, they match. All right, here's some of a marigold leaf. Let's see, what can we do with that? I might stick that in with this. That might look pretty. And then, so these, because I'm putting colors on top, I'm probably gonna leave these clear and just dome the top with clear and then be done. Some of these others I will probably flip. I may do another color on top and then flip. Let's see, what do I want to do? Whoop, there's a bubble, a stinker. Got it. Those are almost too big. Let me find something smaller for those tiny ones. Here's some rosemary and alyssum. So the rosemary, it's too big. So we're putting them in a couple tiny little ones. So I'm cutting these to fit. Try and put that one to the side like that, and then that one will need to cut the other way. Wrong way. Come on. It's sticking to my finger. All right, so this one, like I said before, you want to mirror. So when I'll put the holes, I'll drill holes up here, then they'll match the direction. And then I've got some little alyssum. It's pretty. And these tiny earrings. I just put one there. And one in there. That might be good. Some of these you can leave pretty simple. And they look really pretty just that way. I might do another couple in here. It's whatever you want to do, however you want it to look. There. And I don't really see any bubbles to fix. Oh, there's a couple right there. Oh, pop, pop, pop. You don't want to burn stuff. You have to kind of go over it quickly. And I see another bubble right there. And okay. All right, so this resin I used, I'm gonna hide, and I'm gonna just set this for 30 seconds or a minute, and then we'll finish up. And there's different ones. Let's Resin has some good products. Again, I'm not getting paid to do this. It's just what I use. But they have 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. And I find if you're doing a really thin layer and it's clear, you only need 2 or 3 minutes. If you're doing a thicker piece with very opaque color, you should probably do thinner layers and it will take longer under the light. But that's maybe for another video. All right, let's see. So it's still a bit tacky, like it's not done, but it's done enough that I can finish what I want to do. So I think I'm gonna leave these bright ones clear because they look really pretty that way. They don't need any extra color. It's helpful too, if you're not sure how to color match, you can look online or on Pinterest and just look at color palettes or find colors you like and then look online at how to match them, or look at other jewelry ideas for color combo inspiration, not to copy anybody's stuff, but to look for color ideas. It's helpful if you don't know where to start to look on there. And sometimes I look at stuff and I get ideas, and sometimes I just want to do something different anyway, and so I just do something not quite planned. But if you'll notice on there, certain colors really complement each other well. like light blue and orange go well together. I've done a couple of those. These are really pretty, just clear. So all I'm doing now is I'm doming the top, and you want to make sure that you put enough on there. Just, you can always add more. So do a little bit at a time until you get used to it. You want to go all the way, what I do with these so it looks symmetrical is you just go all the way around the edge. I think I'm going to do the rest. I already have a green. It's a mica powder, tea green. I bought a whole box of these on Amazon, and it has a ton of colors, and you don't need much. A little bit goes a really long way if you get mica powder. You can also use blush if you want to crush up blush or eyeshadow. I have not done that yet. I've used mica powder. I do have alcohol inks. They're a bit more tricky. They like to bubble up under heat, and so I've used it and it got some really interesting turnouts with them. But the mica powder, the lighter color mica powders, I like. They're very easy, and the UV light goes through these lighter colors really well. If you do a black, you can do it, but you don't need much, and you should do thin layers, which for earrings, they're thin anyway because you don't need to add a lot. But if you're doing like keychains or something, it's hard to get through a thick keychain. If it's really dark colors, the light just doesn't go through it. So you have to do a couple layers at a time. And you'll be able to tell if it doesn't work because it'll feel mushy in the middle after you heat it. It won't set in the center. All right, we've got these two left. I think these are gonna look kind of cool. I have green, I have another blue-green shade, blue, and some pink. We've been doing, or I live in Kansas City, and so everybody's been buying Chiefs stuff, so I've made a couple of red and yellow things. I don't really wear red and yellow, but if people want things when I go to the shop, I'll make them. Or you can do, whatever team or high school team. One of the places I sell at is it's kind of out in the country, and they're super into football. So I've been I need to get back out there and make some. Their colors are purple and white, and I need to make more. My stuff's in a really big shop that sells a lot of everything, so I don't sell a ton out there. But maybe if I made some team sports stuff, it would do better. But again, it's not stuff I wear, so I don't make a ton of it. But okay, that's all you need. And if all you can see, or if you can see it, is I just domed it. You just want enough where you can see it. It just looks really, really nice when it's finished. And as far as how much to add, I'm just going back over these to pop any leftover bubbles. If you start doing this, you kind of just need to practice and you learn it. And so I will set this on 3 minutes, and then we'll flip it over, and then I'll show you what I do next. So if you need to skip ahead 3 minutes, I'm still figuring out how to do these videos. I don't know how to fast forward this part. My daughter will probably know, so I will maybe fix that next time. But anyway, if you want to fast forward 3 minutes and meet me back here, we'll finish up. Oh, I just tipped my camera. All right, it's maybe been 2 minutes, 3, I don't know. These are set, so I'm gonna take it off. And they shouldn't be sticky. You have to be careful touching them too soon. And then I leave it on the tape and I flip it over, those look pretty. And I set it for maybe 30 seconds because the resin under the petals and the flowers from the other side doesn't get hit on this side. And so if you pull off the pieces from the tape and the other side does not set, it's gonna be runny. So I hit it for like, I don't know, 30 seconds and then it's fine. All right, let's see if that did it. So the clear ones are done. I don't need to do anything to the back. This turned out kind of cool. That's done. And sometimes yours might leak or you spill a little bit on the side. You can take scissors and usually clip the sides off and they pop off. But see, those look really pretty. So I'm gonna set these aside for now and we're gonna finish these. So I take these off and I keep my tape as long as it's not got runny resin on it. It shouldn't. And I tape these back down because what I found, if you put resin on these and it's not taped, these things will move around really bad when you're trying to get the resin on. And you don't want them too close or the resin will leak off the side onto anything next to it. So were these the top? I think that was the top. And then, and resin can be sticky, so if you want, you can use gloves. I have some, but I find that I don't need them as much as I used to. And this resin does not have a smell, so I don't wear a mask or a respirator, but whatever you are comfortable doing, you should do. Follow the directions on whatever resin bottle you get, or do what you're comfortable doing. And so I just make sure, so you dome it on this side and then it looks really pretty. You just have to make sure you go around to all the edges. I have to go do laundry. We got back from camping the other day and I started laundry and I worked today all day. And then made a few pieces here. I made some stuff last night. And yesterday I still was off. But I don't know if you guys that make things, you push off your household duties to make things. And then I have times sometimes where I don't know what to make and nothing sounds super interesting. And I have a ton of stuff to sell, but I keep changing what I make and I kind of update it. And when I get an urge to make stuff, I sit and I can spend a couple days making a whole bunch of one thing, and then sometimes I won't make anything for a while because I just get like artist block or whatever. And I have, this is something I do for fun on the side, and I thought, well, people wear earrings so I can sell them. And then I thought, well, I should make videos because maybe other people want to learn how to make them as well. And so that's why I started doing this. But I'm a nurse. I work full-time as a nurse, and I get to work at home 2 days a week, and I worked at home today. I think most nurses I know do a little something else on the side, but there's not much creativity involved in what I do, and so I have to have an outlet for making things, and this helps me a lot because I've got a very short attention span, but I find I can sit and work on this stuff for very long periods of time. It's kind of relaxing. And then I just hit this again on the top and get any last bubbles out. And then this you only need to let sit under the light for maybe a minute or two. And then it's done. And then I would show you how to drill, but I don't want, it kind of makes a mess. And I don't want any of it to stick to what is under the light, so I'll show you that in a minute. But I bought this on Amazon. It's just, again, I don't get promoted with the brand. It had good reviews, so I bought it. It wasn't that expensive, but it has different drill bits on the end. It has a light if you need it. I don't, because I have this bright ring light I use. And then we just drill holes right in the top. And then I loop them in a earring backs. That might be done. And it will be hot for a few minutes. The piece is not like too hot to touch, but let them sit and cool off. Sweet, that's it. And then I keep these when I take my tape. I break one and because it holds the sides down when I do it. I don't know how everyone else does it. That's just what I've found. Where's my scissors? So this, I don't know if you can see right here. It's kind of going off the edge a little bit. So usually you could take some scissors and trim it. All right, so now we're gonna just drill holes in the top. So I'm gonna do this with all these and then come back. Just turn it on high. And you don't want this to go all the way through, or this end will it'll shave the top part of your resin off. So I'm gonna show you from the side. Do it right at the top. And see, I didn't let it hit it. You have to kind of stop it. Oh, that one leaked a little too. We'll fix it. Just make sure it doesn't. You don't want to hit the bezel. You want to do it right underneath it. And hearts. Different ways to do hearts. I usually do mine so they hang this way. And this battery's rechargeable, and I bought it several months ago, and I have not had to recharge it yet. But I only use it for like a minute at a time. So four more. All right, and then I shut that off. And then, see, you blew that off, and now it has you can see it. There, see that little bitty hole? And then I just blown all it does kind of make a mess, so you want to wipe it off your table or whatever. I don't wear a mask when I do this. I don't do that much at a time that I feel like I'm breathing it in. If you feel like you are going to make these and you want to wear a mask, do it. I don't. There, and that pretty much fixed the side. There's that. Let me get my backs and we'll put those on. All right, I put everything in one of these. And then I just have some pliers. You can buy these at any craft store or online. They only cost a couple bucks. And then I buy these in bulk. I have silver and gold, and I buy hypoallergenic ones. Because every once in a while you get people who have to have that, and I don't. And so when I first started doing it, so this, you just kind of bend that out. There, see? And then we'll do the other one. Just twist that. There. And then we'll put, I cut out craft cardstock paper. I buy a little scissors that has a design on it, and I cut those, and they are a lot cheaper than making cards. Or you can use, I've seen people use a deck of cards for backs, or you can just buy tags or whatever. But there they are. And so I will do this for the rest of these. And that's it. Thanks for watching.